Good morning, or almost good afternoon here on the East Coast. Wanted to hop in here today to do day 3 of talking about cues that we often give to singers to try and improve their body and presumably set their body up so that they can produce an optimal sound. So I'm Sarah Whitten of Sarah Whitten Voice and Yoga. I'm going to chatter for a few seconds here while Facebook gets up and running and is able to get out that I'm live. Feel free to share this in a group that you're in. If it's a group of teachers or singers, feel free to share it with a studio class. Let's get the word out here about what makes good alignment in a body and isn't a crazy image or a postural cue that isn't correct. So if you've been following along, I'm talking this week about these issues after putting up a couple posts in different singing and voice teacher groups that I'm in, looking for input from people. I wanted to know how people are talking about this now, because what's out there in pedagogy books is often contradictory and often it's wrong. So I have spent the last 18 years studying the body, studying biomechanics, and really honing in on a system of alignment that allows us to get a very accurate picture of where the body is now and then how to work with that picture to improve it. Because we're all looking for that position of the body that gives us no pain, no discomfort, lowered tension, increased strength and stability, and the ability to do what we want to do in our lives to the best of our abilities. So today's topic are the cues that we give that are related to posture. And they can range from the relatively simple stand up straight, which maybe you heard. I feel like my grandmother used to say that to me all the time as a kid. And now I know what I did, what looked like I was standing up straight, but I was creating bad patterns in my body. And sometimes there's a sequence that people will give that ranges from head to feet or feet to head. But if you don't really understand what optimal alignment is, or even the difference between alignment and posture, that's a very key difference. So you got to understand the difference between posture and alignment, and then what is optimal alignment. You can end up either augmenting patterns that are already present or causing patterns to come about. So here are examples of the cues that I got from these posts on Facebook, and I'm going to start at the feet and work my way up to the head. So here are the ones about the feet. Asymmetrical feet, modified second position, referring to a position in ballet. Balance weight evenly over arches. Weight in the toes. Grip the toes. Let the majority of your weight reside in your heels. Stand with your feet shoulder width apart, one foot slightly in front of the other. Have unlocked knees. Have your knees bent slightly. Neutral pelvis usually happens nearly automatically when they unlock the knees. Tuck the pelvis slightly. Tuck the pelvis and accomplish this by bending the knees and gripping the toes. Lifting and aligning out of the hips. Roll the shoulders in a forward, up, back, down position a couple of times. Hold them for a second in the back position and drop them. This opens up the chest and raises the sternum. Arms in the air. Lower them down so the sternum is high. Chest up and out. Bring shoulder blades together and drop them into the back pockets of your jeans. Ears over your ankles. Balance head over shoulders. Put your ears over your shoulders. And then one person said, I start with the head and until we arrive at the legs. Apart from rare exceptions, I stop at the knees. So just from that list alone, there were maybe, I think I posted this in 3 or 4 different groups, and there were probably 25 people who replied. There's a lot of conflicting and differing information in this list. This is what is going on in studios. And when this is going on, you are getting mixed messages as the singer, and you as the voice teacher are getting people who are presenting with things that you think, well, that's not right, and then you want to do something to change it for them, but maybe you're just adding to the confusion and patterns in their body that aren't helping. That's where I come in. That's where this work is so very important. So here's the thing. The position of the body that is talked about is called the noble posture in lots of pedagogy books, or that we would all identify as being the optimal posture, is very nearly impossible for the modern body the first time you try to achieve it. And what happens when you do achieve it, by saying things like stand with your feet, weight balanced over your arches, feet shoulder width apart, slightly bend your knees, tuck the pelvis slightly, roll the shoulders up and back, is you are forcing the body into a place where you're going to create more problems, because the body simply can't go there. The reason why it looks off is it is off. It's got these places of tension and weakness in the body. In yoga, we call it upper cross syndrome and lower cross syndrome. So if you're giving these cues out without really knowing what alignment should look like in an individual's body and the ability to put them in that place, why are you giving them out? Do you know why you're having someone bend their knees? Why are they tucking the pelvis? Are they tucking the pelvis because you're seeing that their back looks like it's a sway back position? And so therefore when they tuck the pelvis, it appears to flatten the back? Because we don't want that. We don't want a flat back. We want a spine with curves. So tucking the pelvis might appear to solve the problem. I think that we are all doing the best that we can with the information that we have, but a lot of the information out there is bad. I'm just going to say that up front. That's my assessment after nearly 20 years of studying this. And you know, this is my bookshelf here of books related to singing in the body, and I think I own very nearly every pedagogical book that there is out there, and every single one of them talks about the body differently. So the power of alignment is that we get the body on a grid, and we are able to find neutral based on parts relative to each other. And I think the other really important thing is that if I were to put a body using these cues into what we would consider good posture, and then I sent that person out on stage, let's say I've asked them to bend their knees and tuck their pelvis and then raise their arms up over their head and get their shoulders back and down. So try that. Stand up, bend your knees, tuck your pelvis, lift your arms up, and then bring your sternum up and let your arms drop down. So you've created a shape in the body by doing that. Now try to walk and maintain that. There is no way that you can, and no one stands still to sing. We need to be dynamic and moving on stage, and so posture leaves us fixed, and alignment allows us to move, because it's about parts in relation to other parts. So that's my my sermon for today about postural cues. Are they a do or a don't? They are a do if you know what alignment should look like and how to find it. They are a don't if you're just handing them out like candy, not really knowing what it is that you're seeing, why it is that you're seeing it, or how to remedy it. So if you want to figure out how to remedy it, I would recommend that you join me for my training. It's happening May 11th at noon by Zoom, and we are going to go right into a quick presentation about alignment versus posture to talk about it more in depth, and then we're going to get into how do you align a body and what do you look like when it's done, because it usually isn't pretty the first time. And that's where the work comes in. In a subsequent session, we're going to talk about ways that you incorporate movement into warming up time and singing time to begin to remedy those postural limitations that alignment reveals. So hit me with questions. Let me know what you think. You can feel free to disagree with me. I have no problem at all with that. I'd love to engage in a respectful dialogue with people about it. And feel free to share this and send it out to other people. Have a fantastic rest of your day. I'll be back tomorrow, and we're going to look at the feet, because they are our foundation, and we need our feet to be functioning well, to be well balanced in the rest of the body. So take care, and I will see you back here tomorrow.